Cowboy Bob here. Welcome to Heartline Ranch. We thought what we'd do is introduce you to some of our favorite fellas here and girls, our horses. And you come along with me over here. This is my wife's Corey's favorite horse, Shazani. We got Shazani about 5 years ago when she was greatly underfed. Hey, sweetie. And she could be used for an anatomy lesson. You could see her bones everywhere. I don't know how many pounds underweight she was, but at least 300 to 400. I've never seen a horse that skinny. As you can see, not too skinny anymore. And here, girl, want a treat? As you see, she loves these cinnamon. These are cinnamon treats.
Probiotic.
And this is our one of our newer horses. This is Slim. He's a quarter horse. We got him here in Oregon, and he's a really sweet guy. And we feel pretty fortunate to have such good horses. These are two of the horses that we take on people on rides with. And Slim, we pretty well can put anybody on. It doesn't matter how old you are or how good of a rider you are. He's never going to take advantage of you. He's an awfully gentle, really, really good horse. Think the world of him. And he's called Slim because he's so skinny, as you can tell. Now here we go. Here's Shazani. Now Shazani has a Navajo name because my wife is part Navajo. And Shazani means I am
lucky.
I am a lucky girl. And she's pretty dang lucky. She hasn't been missing any meals since she's been with us. Everything's been far different for her. And these guys we got them here in this little area right here, but that's just so we can feed them a little extra. These guys need a little extra care. So they come in here and get some treats and some additional feeding to make sure that they keep their weight up. Now Shazani is another horse that's just wonderful. You know, I don't even know how many people she's taken for rides, but I'm sure it's several hundred. She gave rides when we were in Colorado for 2 years and did a great job. And then of course she gave Corey a few rides here and there too, and I rode her some, but an awful lot of guests rode her, and she's been a really great horse. And we always joke that she's never seen a meal that she didn't like. And that's because she was so starved for so long. And you know, when a horse has been starved for that long, they lose that much weight. It's hard for them to gain that weight back again, and they never really feel the same kind of comfort level that a horse that hasn't been almost starved to death feels. And so it's a little harder to keep the weight on them. I don't know if we can even find it anymore, but Shazani had a bad accident. She had a bad accident 2 years ago, and she caught her neck, and this is amazing. I can't even find it.
I know where it is, but
she caught her neck on a boat that was sticking out that we had lived here for 2 years and had never seen it. Just a point of caution to everybody. Really check where you keep these animals, because you know, we had a little tiny boat sticks out about that high, and we didn't see it. And Shazani found it. And what happened is she cut her neck, and she cut her neck on it. She panicked, and she cut her neck about 14 or 15 inches across. And she cut it all the way down to another 1/4 inch, and she would have hit a cathartic artery, and she would have died in 5 to 10 minutes. There would have been no saving her. So that was a real issue for us. And unfortunately for us, it was happening at the same time that they had the this amateur and professional rodeo in Klamath Falls, so all the vets were busy. Another couple of vets were sick and ill, so there really wasn't anybody that could come out to help. So I've had to help a lot of animals and a lot of horses in the past few years, and so I was forced to have to treat her myself. And I have to tell you, when that was a bridge too far, I thought. I really didn't want, I've never seen an animal hurt like that, and I really wasn't in favor of being the one to try to treat her. But we got somebody to sell us some antibiotics to keep down on the infection, and then we took and we made a saline solution, and we washed it out. That saline solution, that's basically the same stuff. If you get in a wreck in a hospital, first thing they do with your wounds is they wipe it down with a saline solution to help cut down on the on all your bacteria, so you don't get infected. As you see, once she starts getting a few treats, she gets real carried away and pushy about it. She loves her treats. So with that wound like that, what we did is we gave we got her a I lost track of what kind of shots.
it was an antibiotic.
Yes, we got her some antibiotic shots and gave her those. Then we rigged up dressings. We took an old dress of my wife's and tore it into strips, and then we tied it around the wound. And then we had this elaborate. We took string and we tied the string all around so we could try and hold it, because it needed to be held right around here, and that's a hard place to put any type of bandage or wound on a horse, because they want to move, and when they move, they want to pull it off, and we had to keep this clean. We knew that for a fact, and so we did that. And then every 2 or 3 hours, we came out and we cleaned it. We squirted it clean we took the bandage off, and then we would squirt it with saline solution, and then we would pack it with some Vetericid.
Are you out of cookies?
And then we would take Vetericid and we would fill the wound full. Then we would rebandage it, and then 2 hours later we'd come back out and we'd do it all over again. And we did that every 2 hours for 3 or 4 days. And you know, it was amazing how much better she got. And here she is today. You have to hunt to find the scar. So it was pretty amazing. And then one of the most amazing things there is a horse that, well, she's not real close right now, but she's been one of her friends for a long time. Lacan.
I don't even see where she is.
Lacan is, come on.
Let's go outside the gate.
Lacan is would come to over. She would come up to Shazani, and she would stand. Shazani could barely stand up, so she would stand right here and let Shazani lean on her. And Shazani stood up and leaned on Lacan, I know, for 2 to 3 days before she moved from her. The only time she wasn't standing there for Lacan to lean against her was when we came in to give her some rest. You can say all you want about animals, but that was a pretty impressive thing. To see her be so good and so kind to help her friend that was in trouble. It was just an amazing thing to see. And obviously, as you can see, she's spoiled rotten, but she's a great horse, and she's a good ride, and she is a firm believer in getting all the food she can get. Now Slim, obviously, has never had that issue. Now he does have a little issues. You notice he's been picked on a little bit with the herd. There's a couple of them in our herd that they want to be the dominant ones. One of them's my main horse, unfortunately. Her name is Scout, and so he's the biggest horse we have, but he's the kindest and the most gentle. And so anytime anyone's in a foul mood or something, they can go take it out on Slim. So I think he also likes coming in here every once in a while to get some peace and quiet from those other mares out there that like to pick on him. He says it's a hard job to be the only male in the family, but he's trying to make the best of it. Okay.
You want me to stop it?
Now I guess now we're going to do this until we get through to all the horses, introduce you to them. We're going to tell you about them. We're going to invite you to come join us for some rides this next spring. We'll start 1st of May. We go out in some just absolutely amazing territory. You can do a panoramic, Corey, and show the mountains and stuff all around us. I mean, it's really an amazing area with fantastic views everywhere.
There's Cookie. Hi, sweetie.
Okay, now here's Cookie. Cookie's our Mustang. She doesn't have the bars because she was born in captivity. But she's been a great horse. She's getting some age on her now. We don't take people on rides with her anymore.
Just children.
Just kids. We really haven't put anybody on her over about 14 in a few months because she just does better. And it's so funny because she can be kind of a pill with some of the other horses. Kind of cranky. But you know, if you take and you put a young kid on her back, there's just something about her entire personality changes. And she just goes out of her way to be gentle, and she's a real camera fiend. You walk by with a little kid on her back, and she stops and looks at you and smiles, and says, "Looky here," because she has a lot of fun.
Kodak moment.
Yes, she does. She's a really great horse, and we love her to death. Stop for now.
Want to?
Yeah. And then we'll go over.